And there is one more thing I did forget to mention. So I noticed you guys, well, you guys probably noticed that right here, this braid, I was under braiding. And the reason I did that is because I accidentally cut my hair over here. So if you notice, it's really short. I cut a braid up by mistake a long time ago. So it's growing back. But in order to get that grip that I want on that braid, I like to under braid any hair that's really short. So if you have any short hair, you know how to under braid. I just under braid that braid, and it seems to last longer and it doesn't lift or anything. So that's what I do to hair that's shorter than, you know, the rest of the hair. I under braid it. And yeah, so that's simply what I do. So now for you guys who want to see it a little bit closer, I'm about to do a little close-up of my braids so you can get a closer view of them. Yep, and that's basically it. Like I said, the braids don't have to be perfect, but yeah, and I'm sewing these up here. Sewing all this up, straight up in the cracks of the braid so that it'll lay flat. You'll find a piece that it'll fit into, and you'll just sew that down. And you'll do that for each piece that you braided. You're going to use 3 of the braids to make one braid and then sew each one up. That's how I get it to lay flat. So, hi guys. Okay, so now you basically know the braiding pattern that I use as you've seen in the video. So just to give a short recap, what I like to do is, well, for this particular style, which this is gonna kind of be like a side bang. I'm not exactly sure what sewing I'm gonna do with this yet, but this is just me showing you my braiding pattern. So I basically would use this for any sewing I do, whether it be a middle part, side part, or even if I have like a lace closure, I'll just do this pattern where I'll have a braid going down and back, and I'll do it on this side too. So if it was all braided up, I would just go start in the middle or wherever my part would be for my lace closure, and wherever the part is, I'll just braid it down and across, down and across, and then the rest I'll braid straight back. And if it's a middle part, same thing. I'll leave out the hair and I'll go down, across, down, and back, and then the rest braid straight back. So yeah, for this particular sewing, what I did was I braided this part right here. I leave out right here my edges and right here just to cover up the track, and I left out this little bit. So just a little bit. And in the back, I don't braid all the way to this part. I don't braid that part because you can pull your hair out right there, so I try not to braid that. I just leave the little pieces out, so whenever you feel it pulling, yeah, I don't include that in my braids. So yeah, and then at the front, like I said, I braid it down and across. So I like to do my anchor braids first. So I do this braid across here, this braid across here, this braid right here. So all your anchor braids will be directly touching your leave out so that it'll lay flat, and that way you'll have those braids nice and neat. So that's the basic braids that I care about. Anything else, it can look messy, no matter how you do it. But for the main part, you want to get these braids nice. So you have 1 anchor, 2 anchor braid, 3, and 4. And everything else, you can braid it however you want. If I wanted, I could just do a big fat chunky braid right there. Your sewing may not lay as flat, but you could if you wanted. So I hope this video was helpful on how I do my braids for my sewing. In the next video, I'm going to show you guys me doing a sewing. I'm going to make it quite simple because this is not a hard sewing to do. This is very easy. And if you want to know my techniques on how I sew down the wefts, then I'll link that video below this video in the next video that I put out. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment below what your braid pattern is, and I'm sorry if this video is kind of long. I hope it was helpful. But anyway, you guys have a joyous day before I keep talking. It's time to talk about.